Throughout history, large business monopolies have threatened to take over entire industries and destroy small businesses across the country. Ida Tarbell set the stage for holding monopolies accountable, revolutionizing investigative journalism in the process. Even though monopolies are illegal in the United States, do they still exist? Is a monopoly more than just a board game? A monopoly is when a company controls the majority or all of the market for a particular product or service. When companies grow and take over their competitors, consumers lose choice and are forced to purchase singular products at set prices. Additionally, the incentive for the business to improve their products virtually disappears, ultimately hurting the consumer. In the late 1800s, the Standard Oil Company emerged as a monopoly in the oil refining business. The rapid expansion of the company forced its competitors to either sell their companies to them or go out of business and lose everything. The Standard Oil Company was founded by Morris B. Clark and Samuel Andrews in Cleveland, Ohio, but later grew to enormous proportions when John D. Rockefeller joined them in business. In Pennsylvania's oil region, the Standard Oil Company struck a deal with three local railroads to raise shipping prices and pay rebates and drawbacks to Rockefeller. This deal allowed Rockefeller to crush all his competitors who did not sell their refineries to him. Rockefeller and his actions left a large impression on many, including a young Ida Tarbell. As an adult, Ida Tarbell wrote, "There was born in me a hatred of privilege of any sort." Ida Tarbell recognized and experienced the problems that the Standard Oil Company and other large businesses had caused and set out to fight their many injustices. Ida Tarbell drew upon her experiences as a child to aid her fight against the Standard Oil Company. Ida Minerva Tarbell was born on November 5, 1857 in Erie County, Pennsylvania. Tarbell's father was the owner of a small oil refinery that was forced to go out of business when John D. Rockefeller and the Standard Oil Company came to town and bought out the majority of the competitors. Tarbell saw her family life change instantly, from once enjoying luxuries to struggling to make ends meet. The impact on Tarbell was immense, sparking a desire to stand up to large businesses and unfair practices. Tarbell wrote, "It was all pretty hazy, to be sure, but it still was well, at 15, to have one definite plan based on things seen and heard, ready for a future platform of social economic justice if I should ever awake to need of one." As an adult, Tarbell was devoted to writing critical articles to expose corruption and abuse. This type of investigative journalism was named muckraking by President Theodore Roosevelt. As a part of her investigative journalism, Tarbell wrote a 19-part series for McClure's magazine titled The History of Standard Oil Company, exposing John D. Rockefeller and his corrupt business practices. Tarbell was able to uncover damaging internal documents as well as securing interviews with top employees at the Standard Oil Company. What dealt the final blow to the company was her interview with Henry H. Rogers, a very powerful senior executive at the Standard Oil Company. Rogers believed that she was writing a favorable review about the company, and his willingness to share information with Tarbell helped reveal information that would ultimately lead to the demise of the company. The public attention after her series was published aided in the breakup of the company, and in 1911, the Supreme Court ruled that the company violated the Sherman Antitrust Act. Ida Tarbell was extremely motivated to expose John D. Rockefeller and the Standard Oil Company monopoly based on her experiences as a child and the impact it had left on her family. Would Ida Tarbell have fought against the monopolies of today, or did she only choose to fight based on her family's history? Monopolies remain an issue in the United States today, and a large part of the United States economy is owned by only a few companies. One company that has dominated the technology industry is Google. According to NPR, more than 80% of online searches in the US happen on Google. On mobile devices, it controls about 95% of searches. Google's dominance leaves virtually no choice for the consumer when it comes to online searches. With few other options, Google may be able to direct the consumer to information they want them to see versus providing all the data available. In 2020, the Department of Justice filed an antitrust lawsuit accusing Google of operating like an illegal monopoly. The attempt to confront the technology giant is a large step in trying to help both businesses and consumers have multiple options when it comes to technology. The complaint from the Department of Justice states that the Google of today is a monopoly gatekeeper for the internet, and that for many years, Google has used anti-competitive tactics to maintain and extend its monopolies in the markets. However, as of 2022, the case has not gone to trial, and Google remains a dominant force in the technology industry, threatening competitive forms of internet tools. Throughout her life, Ida Tarbell was motivated to seek out injustices and fight corruption in large business monopolies. Her experiences as a child helped lay out the path for investigative journalism that is still used today to hold businesses and people accountable for their actions.